on, y'all? What's going on? This is Mr. Memphis bringing y'all another video. And, you know, I've been found kind of lacking in my sniper skills lately. My shots off. It's like I fell out of touch with sniping. And I'm not gonna say that I was on, like Pomage level. But I'm pretty good. Well, I used to be. But for some reason, I think it's because of the boost jumping. It kind of forces you to aim a different way. And I've been playing, so much, Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare and, the games with the boost jumping, that it's kind of thrown my sniper shot off. So I'm going to go back to basics, which is why I named this video Episode 1, Sniper Training. Now, first thing you need to figure out is which of the sniper rifles you're best with. And if you want to be a quick scoper, it's going to have to be one of three, I would say. The M40, the R700, and the Barrett. And the only reason why I say that is because they're all potentially one-shot kills. So, with your perks, you want to put Bandolier so you'll have as many bullets as possible. Stopping power, because it gives your bullets more damage. And you can put deep impact if you want. I suggest steady aim for, the close or no scopes. It's a lot easier. And then the melee weapon, it really doesn't matter. But the reason why I chose this game is because boots on the ground snipers gives you one of the most critical elements that you will need in sniping. And that is the infamous flick. To be able to flick your aim and hit somebody while zoomed in. Now, a lot of people, the good snipers, and me included, about what I used to do, I don't know how it left my mind. That's what the strange thing about it. But really good snipers and good players don't use the flick as much as a lot of other people do. And it is because they're turning their aim and they're getting their screen centered on you before they zoom in, to where when they do zoom in, they're almost directly on you anyway. And that is that is something I got kind of out of touch with, and I need to get back in touch with it, like ASAP. Excuse me. So as you'll see, I put it on bot 17 recruit, kill house free for all. We do want to change this. You want to put it on unlimited just so you'll give yourself plenty of time. And also, I like putting the health on 50, because if not, most of the bots, and kind of like it is online too though, a lot of people use Juggernaut, but on the bots, a lot of them use Juggernaut. And having to get that second shot kind of throws you off a little bit sometimes. So we're training and we're trying to get our shot back on, so we want that first shot to be a kill shot. But strangely enough, sometimes still it isn't, oddly enough. But yeah, you have to play around with your sensitivity and just figure out what works for you. Alright.
Free for all.
I was kind of playing around with it yesterday, so I think I got my 70s. Yeah, it feels slow. One to do. Now,
UAV recon standing by. Airstrike standing by.
okay. Alright. Now,
Friendly airstrike on the way.
my sensitivity may not be good for that.
Helicopter support standing by.
Maybe too slow or too fast. Yeah, I was trying to center the screen back on before I zoomed in instead of flicking. Collateral. And you kind of have to pre-aim when you play like that. Like that. That should have hit him, but okay. I've also been testing out new sights. First time I've used this sight too. It's a reticle. You just gotta get the feel for it. I mean, you're not gonna get it right back, you know, instantly. So, collateral. And the reason why I found that I was missing a lot of shots is because, you know, when you zoom in and you pull your aim, sometimes you pull it up. And in sniping, that's not a good thing. See how it's pretty much staying level? It's because my vertical sensitivity, I've got it 1. To where when it's, as you can see, it goes pretty much nowhere up and down. And it's a good thing.
Helicopter support standing by.
But you just gotta find your sensitivity. I think 8 is gonna be good for me on the turning. Because you can still, you know, turn around and turn on somebody. It's still fast enough to do that. But it's slow enough to where you can accurately get your aim on somebody. Okay, I almost other one.
Friendly chopper on the way. UAV recon standing by.
And you have to be kind of confident about it too.
Airstrike standing by. Helicopter support standing by.
But once you start getting your aim down, where you know when you pull it to a certain place and you fire, that's where it's going to shoot. That's the main thing about quick scoping. Or hard scoping or sniping at all. No scoping, it didn't work. Another one's that come out the door. Okay. Oh, I thought that was a triple collateral for a minute. Barrett's a totally different beast. You can get it not only zooms in a little quicker, but it also fires quicker. The actual pull the trigger shot. So if you're good with the M40, that's another thing. You need to practice with whatever gun you want to be good at with. If you want to be good with the Barrett, practice with the Barrett. Because they have completely different play
Friendly chopper
styles.
on the way.
The pull speed's different. The aim down sight speed's different.
UAV recon standing by.
Everything. The zoom in. See, I used to be able to be where I could hit those.
UAV recon standing by. Helicopter support standing by.
Wow, I couldn't even fire. I pulled the trigger twice and it was And even though you're trying to quick scope, you gotta kind of slow your mind down. You know, you gotta find your rhythm. Because, you know, trying to be quick all the time, and it forces you to make moves you wouldn't normally make. Over here. But you see how I'm starting to kind of pull it in when my aim is almost on them? You know, I kind of get the screen centered on them, and then you've also got to make sure you're zoomed all the way in when you actually fire. Because if you try to black scope, a lot of times you'll do that. And it's not good. It's like you miss almost every single time for some reason. I'm trying to get a little better with my no scopes too. So I mean, if you have the time, practice 30 minutes a day. You start off the way I'm starting off. You know, you sit in a corner, put it on 17-man free for all, and give it a go. But you need to limit if you're going for quick scoping, not sniping. You know, anybody can. Anybody can play like that. But if you want to quick scope and learn how to do that, you need to limit yourself to aiming down and firing and letting go. Like that. Even if you miss, let go of the aim down sight. Because it also gives you a little bit of urgency when you train like that, and you kind of force yourself to play like that, because it makes that first shot even more deadly. Because you have a little bit more urgency. And if you play like that, you also become you get that, once you start to get that calm down, you become a lot better of a sniper. Because that's what makes, you know, Pomage and some of the amazing Spade snipers, that's what makes them good snipers. They have that ability to stay calm even when things are really hectic. And they're using a gun that doesn't fire very fast, so, you know, you have the power, but you gotta have the skill to use it. That was bad. Brutal. But I mean, it's fairly easy once you start to get the hang of it. You start feeling, you know, different ranges, and you just start getting the feel for it more. And it's just exactly what it says. It's training. Level. I missed the third. Ooh, good shot. Did he know? No? Try the collateral. And you're still gonna have bad shots. But once you start getting to the point where you're at that calm down stage, your miss shots, because you'll be able to, I don't know, it kind of gives you a little bit of an urgency. So when somebody plays calm or feels urgent, they get deadly accurate. I mean, deadly accurate. Kind of like once you get to a certain point, you envision your shots, and that's how it used to be. I used to be able to envision the shot before I even, and you know, it's like I knew these guys were gonna come up right here, and I fire, and there he is. Excuse me.
Helicopter support standing by.
It's not a good place to snipe anyways. See, I was starting to be nervous. I was starting to miss a lot of shots. That's the thing, when you start getting nervous, you miss a lot too.
Helicopter support standing by.
And I would suggest this setting: 1 on your vertical and 6 on your horizontal. Because it still makes it to where it's easy to turn. As you can see, you can still turn plenty fast even with assault rifle. But the vertical is key.
Helicopter support standing by.
You know, that up and down, you see how it doesn't move up and down, because I've got it, you know, full tilt every time. As you can see, it's not moving up very fast. And that is good because sniping, small, quick movements. That was horrible in every way. And timing, of course.
Helicopter support standing by.
That was horrible both times. Oh, thought I pulled it. Didn't anybody move. Alright. You can kind of try to practice your no scopes here and there too. You see I'm trying to throw a couple in here and there. Because they're key too. You know, sometimes just you're too close to be able to hit somebody pulling the shot.
Helicopter support standing by.
I was kind of focused on the guy behind me. This is not a good spot. And them no scopes are inactive, bro. I should have fired. Oh my goodness, I could have been. Through the wall. That's it. I kid. Oh, that was once you start feeling kind of more
Helicopter
comfortable,
support standing by.
and then start moving around a little more. Once you done got your, you feel like you got your hands a little better on in the corner, then you move around. Horrible. So that's the thing with my aim, where I got my aim is. Sometimes when it's close, it's hard to pull your aim in when you're close. Firing quick enough. That was horrible. Another thing I've noticed about no scopes, even if your aim's directly on them, it won't hit. Sometimes it will. he turned around slow and looked at me crazy. I mean, wow. Okay, I don't understand why some of those are missing, but okay. I am starting to get back off, I can feel it.
Helicopter support standing by.
And also when you kind of play and you kind of get your aim down like that, once you do break out of the assault rifle SMG, oh, you're a beast. It's kind of doing training for the next 2017 Call of Duty too. They say it's going to be boots on the ground, so it's good training. You want to start off your career, be the new Pomage, good night. You gotta train.
Helicopter support standing
Like I
by.
said, once you get your sensitivity good and right, well, not right, but right for you. Then, you know, like I said, you sit in the corner. Get your aim up. Start getting, you know, the feel of the foot. Start pulling your aim up. Trying to center in your shot before you even aim. See, there he's going there. Shit, that was a bad, but you'll see what I'm saying. See how the center crosshairs? And you pull up your aim and he's there. And he's there. And he's there. That's what I tend to focus on. When I aim in, I kind of
Helicopter
keep my
support
aim
standing by.
on that, so I'll know when I zoom in which way I have to turn and how far. So I kind of learn how to time the actual firing of the weapon. And then, once you get that down pat, there's another thing too. If you're stable and not moving, your no scopes will be way more accurate. Or have very, very small movements. See? yeah, as y'all can see, it's obviously helping. But the main thing I've found that's helped on all Call of Duties that have the option anyway is the vertical sensitivity. That vertical sensitivity
Friendly
helps
chopper on the way.
in so many ways.
Airstrike standing by. Friendly airstrike on the way.
I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. This. That makes your brain go.
Helicopter support standing by.
Well, yeah. How slow that is. And when you make movements like that, it pretty much keeps it the same. So when you snipe, you're sniping fairly low. And that, I think, is key. Once you get used to that, then all you have to do is get your sensitivity and figure out what your sensitivity is, and you know what, I don't know how to explain it. At what time to fire, you know, when to actually shoot the gun. It's not just pulling your aim and getting your aim on them, it's firing at the correct time too. Because in previous cars, you've been able to, you know, pull a bullet. You know, kind of like on one that movie One, and you do that. Pull a bullet up some. But as you can see, not the most accurate thing. I suggest you try to learn it the other way. You know, the being accurate in the flick. It's so much better. So that's the flick. You flick it on somebody.
Helicopter support standing by.
Missed the flick. Oh, we spawned next to it. Alright, I think that's enough for now. It's a pretty good lesson. 335 kills, wow. Sorry I put y'all through that, but, you know, training is like that. You know, it's not a quick process. It's not something that you're going to get down in one session. You will get better each little 30-minute session that you play. Or even longer. You can even do it longer. But it's all about honing the skills that you have, improving them, and trying to find out which way of sniping is better for you. Because, you know, all these guys that try to be like, you know, like these pro players and, you know, 360 no scopers, and, you know, these guys, not everybody can do that. Not everybody can quick scope and be a good scoper the way they do. You know, they've trained, and just like you're trying to do, you know, they practice a lot. Believe it or not, these, you know, phase players and stuff play a shit ton of games. And compared to the, the casual everyday gamer, you know what I'm saying, like me and you, they're kicking in, some serious daily hours. They're actually putting in as much hours just playing the game. Just playing the game as most people do in the workday. They pull 8-hour shifts, 4-hour shifts. I mean, they do truly long sessions, and that is what gets them better. And especially with the snipers, that's why the snipers are so good. It's because they train and they play a lot. And most of the time, when you see somebody like Pomage, when they put up a video, it's no matter what game they're playing on, they have a sniper rifle. And it's because switching out aiming styles, between like a sniper rifle and an assault rifle, whether you want to admit it or not, it throws your aim off initially. It does. It's because it's a totally different feeling, a totally different aiming. Your mind has to kind of reset itself to that. And that's why a lot of people focus on one weapon. A lot of the really good players, you'll see them, they'll mainly focus on a couple of weapons, but mainly one category of weapon. Sniper, assault rifle, SMG, LMG, pistol, melee, I mean, whatever your flavor is, focus on it. If you want to get better, then focus on what you want to be better at. Not on just more gaming. Because you can go in a room and rage every single day and, have shitty games and they'll never get better. But, just sit down and have your training session. That's why they have these private matches and local plays and things like that. It's so you can practice, so you can get your skill up. And there's no shame in it. If you think pro players don't do that, you're crazy. It's exactly what they do. They'll go and they'll warm up on this for a little while, play a few games of private match, and then they'll go get online. That's all I'm asking y'all to do. Y'all want to be better at a certain aspect of gaming? Focus on that. Put in work toward that. And eventually you'll achieve what you're looking for. Because, as y'all can see, my sniper shot's not that bad. It's not the best, but it's not that bad. And it's getting better. And every day, I'm going to get on with y'all. And I'm going to make a short video, and I'm going to practice for 30 or so minutes a day. And bring y'all on the ride, and y'all will see, how much better I get day by day. And to kind of cement that, we're going to play an online match. Okay. So we were mainly using the Barrett. We had that. As you can see, stopping power steady, and I'm not a douchebag juggernaut sniper, which I'm sure a lot of people will be. I forgot to put that on there. But yeah. way. Yeah, let's just see what kind of a ground war we get in. Okay, not quite what I was expecting. Okay, that's better. Creek. I know this map, but not really good at it. I don't really know all the good spots.
Kill confirmed. Collect dog tags to confirm kills.
I think I'm lagging a little bit too. Cause like I don't even get time to do that and I'm dead. It's like the first bullet. See what I'm talking about? First bullet to hit you is dead.
Enemy UAV is airborne. Kill denied.
Never heard him walk. So that's another thing that's getting me. Let me leave this room. That's another thing that is really, really getting on my nerves. And I've noticed it a lot on Modern Warfare Remastered. People don't have dead silence or anything like that on. But I don't hear a footstep behind me. I don't hear nothing. And even the gunfire that they're shooting is muffled. And it sounds like it's outside. Definitely didn't sound like he was in the hallway, you know, the stairwell right behind me. I'm looking around upstairs, you know, outside the thing, wondering where this guy's at outside shooting at me. I don't understand that. Maybe my settings are wrong. Sound. Game volume's up, I mean. Huh. $4,092 kilobytes per second. That type open, of course. So I'm not lagging. Set up account. Is my account not set up? I was gonna say. I don't know. Let me check my TV settings. I mean, I've got the bass down, but that's only because the bass is so extreme in these headsets. It's got, I wish I could remember what size drive. I think it's like 75 or 76 millimeter drivers. Something like that. It's pretty much the biggest drivers that are in a pair of headsets. And trust me, they're banging. Especially because it runs through. It uses your PlayStation for like the chat audio, but all your main audio comes from your TV. Slow surround sound on. Since the headphones do actually have this 7.1 digital surround sound also. It's a badass headphones. I love these headphones. And it's kind of like the... Oh. Now I see what my problem was. Because, as a lot of people know, if you have Astros or any kind of headset that has the, you know, the preamp or the mixer, you know, that has like the game volume, your chat volume, to turn your mic on and off, things like that, you have to use a setting on your PlayStation. Shoot, sorry, y'all. Battery's about to die. Oh. Grab that. But hold on. Let's see if it does it the other way. Bam. Oh, you can't see it. But when you hold the PlayStation button down, it gives you, you know, you can go to sound and devices and you can switch it. And what you want to output it to the headphones, if you have headphones like mine, is just chat audio. To where your main audio is coming out through the TV. And then you can use your gain volume on your preamp mixer to work it. And for some reason it's not. Okay, that's odd. I heard no music. Nothing. Okay, let's try. Hope that didn't kick me off. No. Okay. I still don't hear anything. It's really odd. Alright, there we go. Okay. That sounds good. Wow, really good. So that was my whole problem. That's why I couldn't hear nobody walking up behind me, and this footsteps sounded strange, because I had it on the PlayStation's audio being put out. Maybe I need to check my settings on the PlayStation audio too. Even though that sounds great. Let me go back in another room. Let's see. Just want to see if I can hear people walking around behind me. Yeah. Oh wow. Base is extreme. Shit.
Team deathmatch. Let's do this. Frag out. Our UAV is online.
They just flip the spawn.
Our UAV is online.
Oh, that was bad.
Friendly airstrike on the way. Enemy UAV is airborne. UAV recon standing by. Our UAV is online. about to win this one. Keep up the fire. Friendly airstrike on the way. Helicopter support standing by. Our UAV is online. Our UAV is online.
Good one.
Enemy UAV is airborne.
Good shot.
Enemy UAV is airborne. Enemy UAV is airborne. Friendly chopper on the way. Our UAV is online.
I was trying to finish the other guy off. Shit.
Mission accomplished. Good work.
Yeah, okay. Not too bad. Alright. So that actually did help with the audio. It's still not as, the high is still not as crisp as I want them to be. The bass is just extreme. I mean, it's actually kind of strange. You can actually feel the headset vibrating on your head. That's how deep the bass is in these headsets. And that's actually turned down. I've actually got them turned down. They can go up ridiculously loud. They're wow. And maybe one day in another video I'll let y'all know what kind of headsets I do have. Yeah. Just a little inspiration, to watch more videos, maybe subscribe, because if you're in the real deep bass headsets that still have very good sound, I mean, they are extremely clear, and on pretty much anything you want to use them on, music, videos, movies, recording videos, the audio is really clear, and I'm just really impressed with them ever since I got them. So yeah. And that's another thing, when you're gaming, you have to make sure that your audio is set up right, especially when you're using headphones. And I cannot express how having your settings correct is the first step in the road of being a better player. Because a lot of people, a lot of pro players have their settings right. And that's really one of the things that help them a lot, because they can sound whore you. And if y'all know what sound whoring is, it's they can hear you coming. They can hear your footsteps. Oh, he's fixing to come around the corner to the left. I can pull my aim up and start pre-firing, or even just wait till he comes because I know he's coming. And then once you get your audio right, then you go with your visual. Make sure you have the optimal settings for your TV, for your, I guess, for your eyes, for the way you see. Because the settings I have may not be perfect for the settings somebody else may use. I like, crystal clear images with bright, vibrant colors. And finally, the day before yesterday, I believe it was. Yeah, it was. I actually got my perfect video setting. And I found out that a lot of TVs, even if they have a HDR feature, which is kind of, like 4K, it can take a 4K signal more or less. It's kind of like the PlayStation Pro and the Scorpio when it comes out. But a lot of TVs have that setting, and they also have another setting called DLC. And a lot of people, when they look at this setting, they're like, "Oh, why would I do anything with that?" And it comes stock with most TVs. That setting is already on. And believe it or not, it is a dynamic lighting contrast setting. And if you turn that setting off with your PlayStation on the HDR settings, it makes the blacks darker, the colors more vibrant and a lot more visible, and it actually runs smoother than it does regularly. And I just found that out a couple of days ago, and the games I've been playing since then, except for the rooms where you go in where you're pinged to some people are just horrible. There's still people like that you have problems with, but on average, it's pretty good. I like it. There's no lag at all, no frame drops. The image is crystal clear. I can spot somebody all the way across the map now, and it's no problem. Before I could see them, but they would be, if they're way, way, way in the distance, like a cross map, they would be, I don't know, they would like have a blur over them, I guess you would call it. It's kind of like the entire screen. That DLC setting like puts a blur on the whole screen. I mean, it still looks clear and it looks good if that's, even if you're used to high definition, it still looks good, but you just feel like you could have better. And if you turn that setting off, you will have better. Trust me. 100%. And then once you get everything, your audio, your video down pat, then that's when you start, training every day or practicing in a room by yourself, private match, trying to get whatever you're down, whatever you want to get better at, down pat. And still, even after that, still practice every day. Because even if you think that you're the best you can be, you have to keep that skill refined. You know, you have to keep practicing with it every single day. And if you want to be good at something, not just on gaming, but in life in general, that's how you do it. You have to put in work toward it every single day to get what you want and get what you feel like you can achieve. And then once you achieve that, you know, keep pushing forward and see if you can even achieve more. I mean, there's never a limit in this world. You know, you could be an average player and listen to watch this tutorial, and it may help you become a better sniper than Pomage, or FaZe Kitty, or some of the really great snipers out there, because something clicked in your head and it said, yes, he's right. Maybe I should do this, and does it and becomes a beast. That's why I make them. Yeah, that's why I make my videos, to kind of help other people out, be informative, to give my view on things, or just to let y'all see my gameplays. Me raging and me having bad gameplays as well as good gameplays, because I'm not gonna be the guy that posts nothing but awesome clips. Here, ooh, I hit a 5 on there. Let me save that clip, and then I'll add it to a video. No, I'm not gonna do that. Maybe one day in the future I'll make montages, sniper montages and things like that. But for now, I want people to know that this is a real channel. This ain't the make-believe TV channel where everything's fairy tales and rainbows, where I get online and I hit quad feed after quad feed, 10 quad feeds a game. I hit 3 trick shots every single game. I never miss. Yeah, right. I'm not gonna show you all those gameplays, because that's bullshit. And that it makes me feel like kind of like how I feel like wrestling is fake as fuck. When people put up gameplays like that, sure, they're pretty cool, and the montages are awesome. I like those. But the regular gameplays, and people do that, it's just like wrestling to me. It's fake. They don't show the gameplays where they get owned. They should just show the ones where they're 54-3, or they dropped a 70 bomb, or 100 bomb, or they just did something ridiculous, and that's all they show. That's not me. So if that's what y'all are looking for, kind of like the greatest hits of, then you're at the wrong channel. Because this is pretty much live streaming and news and things like that, and that's gonna be just raw gameplay every single day. No, uncut, unedited gameplay. And I hope that's what y'all are looking for, because you definitely found it here. But I kind of went on a little bit of a rant, because I truly believe that if you practice and you try to become better at something, you will be. And a lot of factors in with that, getting all your settings correct, and actually putting in the time to practice. And I feel like if anybody does that, anybody could become a pro player, or be a professional YouTuber, or anything. So I hope y'all take the advice, and if you don't, that's fine also. If y'all just enjoy watching me act like a retard and talk shit, that's fine too. But you know, as always, I hope y'all have a great day. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And if y'all are new here, you know, please subscribe. All subscribers are welcome. Throw a thumbs up on the video. And yeah. Until the next time. Hope y'all have a great day and peace.